Hello, fourth graders. Welcome to lesson 4.3. Let's look at this piece of paper. If I took some scissors and I cut right here, right? If I cut off the top, okay, if I like separated them, would the area of the paper stay the same, right? The whole paper, right? I'm not throwing this part away. I'm just cutting it, right? Would the area stay the same, get smaller or bigger, and why? What do you think? Hey, if I just made a cut right here, as long as I kept both parts, the area would remain the same, right? This part and this part, if I added them together, equal the whole paper. Okay, why am I talking about cutting off parts and papers? You're going to find out here in a few minutes. So let's look in our math journal. Go ahead and open up to page 111, please. Here's our problem. Our math message says Maya wants to lay tile on a floor that is 8 feet wide by 24 feet long. The tiles she wants to use are 1 square foot each. How many tiles will Maya need? Right? So, first, I'm going to give you, I don't want you to write anything yet. I want you to just think about this problem for a moment and think about what that floor might look like. All right, so now we're going to draw the floor here. And so I'd like for you, not that screen, I'd like for you to draw this floor. Let's get rid of that. Now, look at what I did here, right? It is 24 feet long. And so I did 20 and 4. All right, you see what I did there? Okay, so um, yes. Oh, should give you a moment to go ahead and draw this on your paper. You're going to need this in just a moment. And what I had mentioned not to say was 8 feet wide, right? How did I know this? Well, 8 feet and 24 feet. And what I can do here, there's a couple of different ways that I could figure out. Right now, I need to figure out how many um, squares are inside this whole thing. So what do you think? How could I figure out how many squares are inside this whole thing? All right, let's talk about a couple different ways. I could count all of the squares inside the rectangle, right? I could count them all. That would take a long time. I could use repeated addition, right? Each row is going to have 24. So 24 plus 24 plus 24 plus 24 all the way down. Okay? And what I'm going to work on here today, showing you, right? This lesson is going to be about partitioning rectangles. Partitioning means to break something into smaller parts. And that is what we have done here. Now, when we do this, right, you know the formula for area, right? Area is length times width. So I'm going to find the area of just the big box first. And I'm going to do 20 times 8. Well, 2 times 8 is 16, and then I need to put a 0 on the end. The area of this part is 160. Then to find the area of this one, it is 4 times 8, right? 4 times 8 is 32. So what should I do with these two numbers? I am going to add them up, and I would like to get the answer of 192. 192 feet squared, or square feet, right? So let's talk about this because I know it says choose one of the strategies, but we're going to actually describe this strategy. Let's get rid of that. There we go. I want you to take a minute and I want you to use some words here to describe what we did. Let's use some sequence words here. So start with the word first, and I want you to write what we did here, how we broke it up into two parts, we multiplied each part, and we added the parts together. All right, if you don't have that done, you're going to need to press pause because you need to make sure you write your own answer there. Our goal here today, our objective is to solve multiplication problems by partitioning rectangles. Partitioning means to split something up. right, into parts. You see the word part there in partitioning? And that is part of a multiplying standard that we are going to be working on. All right, so how are we going to do this? Kerry rode his bike 4 miles a day for 39 days. So whichever number is smaller, we're going to put on the end. And whichever number is bigger, we're going to split into tens and ones. So 3 tens is 30, and we're going to chop off the 9, right? Chop it off and put it over here, right? 39 is the same as 30 plus 9. Now we can multiply the two parts, because really what we're doing here is multiplying 39 times 4 and getting an answer. But I'm showing you how to do that by partitioning this rectangle. So I cross off the 0. 3 times 4 is 12. Put the 0 back. And now for this box, I'm going to multiply 4 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Then I'm going to add my two answers. And I get 156. 156 what? Miles squared. Okay? So what did you see me do? What did you see me do to solve this problem? Hey, I split the rectangle into two parts. I put the smaller, there's a lot of things you could have said here, right? With the smaller number on the side, I divided the bigger number and I decomposed it. I took it apart, right? Into tens and ones. Then I multiplied each part and added them at the end. Right, so let's do this one. 6 and 46. Now you're going to help me. Which number do I need to put on the end? The 6, right? And now I'm going to split the 46 into what? 40 here and 6. Okay, so now for this box, I need to multiply 40 times 6. What is 40 times 6? 40 times 6 is 240. And then what do I multiply and what's the answer? What's the multiplication fact for this box? 6 times 6 equals 36. And lastly, what do I do with my two parts? I add them together. 240 plus 36 equals 276. No unit here because we're not in a word problem. All right, I want you to try this one now. You're going to need to draw it in your notebook and come up with the answer. Okay, let's check your work. 9 here, splitting. 5 is worth 50 and 1. 9 times 50 is 450 because I crossed off the 0 and I put it back. 9 times 1 equals 9. So this would be 459. How'd you do? Did you do okay? All right. Let's see. Our goal, right? Solving multiplication problems by partitioning rectangles. Here's your math journal page. There's an example here for you. Then you have 1, 2, 3 problems to do. You're going to draw the rectangle in each one, right? Anybody can just type it at 48 times 5 into a calculator, right? But you are going to be learning how to do this problem, right? Not just what the answer is, but the process. Down here, interesting problem where you have one student who divided it like this and another who divided it differently. So you're going to be thinking about what's similar and different about their strategies. All right, fourth graders, that is all. Our goal here today was to split these rectangles, right? To partition the rectangles and to use that to be able to multiply numbers. Now, your parents might look at this and be like, well, I know a different way to multiply this. Let me show you. Okay, and I will tell you that we will learn that way that they learned when they were in elementary school, and I learned when I was in elementary school too. But what I really like about this is it helps us to understand the place value and the reason that the numbers are what they are, right? So we're going to look at that uh, that traditional algorithm, or like I've said before, old people method. I'll show you it. Okay, just not right now. We're going to start with this method with multiplying these numbers with partitioning rectangles. If you need any help with anything, fourth graders, be sure to let me know. Good luck.